Hi, good evening. So, my name is Alanis Maldonado, and I'm going to be presenting what is called digital marketing, which is a career choice that I'm interested in. So, let's begin. So, many people may ask, what is digital marketing? Digital marketing is basically just people who are marketers by itself, but they are specialized more in the digital side. So that will be like mostly with social media, using technology. They're gonna be focusing to connect the company with the people and the public by using the social media, which is the platform that is very popular right now. So people may ask, what are the skills that are needed to for this job? And some of the skills that are needed will be like strong attention to detail, since you're going to be dealing with many different cultures, many different kind of people. You're gonna have a lot of, you gotta have also communication skills as well. You gotta also to be a team player. So by a team player, I mean that you have to work with many different departments. That will be finance, accounting, with communications, with HR, legal. You're gonna be working across with all companies. So because you're gonna be the face of the company, so to speak. So you have to be careful, and you're gonna be closely be working with all of them, and with sales, products, like all of them. You're also another skill that you may need for this job will be the ability to manage multiple projects. So that means to be able to multitask. You're gonna be able to, you have to be able to manage different projects. Like you're gonna be able to, for example, to work with TikTok, but at the same time you have to work with Facebook. So you have to be able to multitask and to be able to be organized with your time. So what roles and responsibilities are for this job? So we have there is a many roles and responsibilities, but that depends on the company and industry that you work in. So, but on the to touch the baselines, that will be community engagement, copywriting, and following digital trends. So that is like the nutshell of being a digital marketer. So you may ask, as I already mentioned it before, so spoiler alert, what industries you can work as a digital marketing? The response is that you can work in any industry that you can think of, like hospitality. You can work also with accounting. You can work real estate. You can work with healthcare too. You can work it with luxury. You can work any kind of business. You can use your skills with digital marketing. So the salary scale for this career will be in between the 57,000 a year to 78,000 a year. That still can fluctuate depending on the job market. That depends on the country. That depends on the company, your skill sets, and that can also depend on your education as well. So you have to be also be able to adapt to many situations and to have continuous education to be able to succeed on this career. So what does it take for this job? For the bare minimum that you can start doing this job, most of them they require experience, but you can have a good head start by doing a bachelor's degree in business administration, in journaling, and in marketing. You can also do a degree as well. So you need also strong writing and copy editing skills. So which is what the English class is for. You have to be also very tech savvy and at least just know the bare minimum of being proficient, as we say in corporate. In corporate, we need to be proficient with Microsoft Office, like Excel, PowerPoint, Word, those kind of stuff, and Publisher, Google Suite. So basically, in my experience, because and that's one of the careers that I'm pursuing. I want to pursue in the near future. Also, another way to be able to land a job like this as an entry level will be entering through internships or in networking. So, if you're able to connect with people that are working in a marketing department and you're able to land an internship in marketing, then that will be a good head start, and that will give you some experience to land this job as a digital marketing. So, what benefits and risks this job has? Um, and there are many pros and cons for many pros, most of them. So the pros that I can think of will be like the diverse career opportunity. So if you get tired, for example, being a digital marketer in healthcare, for example, you can also still work in other industries like filming, banking, hospitality. So you can just try your skill in any other industry that you want to try and see if you like it. There's a high demand for digital marketers, of course, because of the tech. We are now in a tech era today, and even more because after COVID, people appreciate more to be able to have more flexible work options. So like working from home, to do also contracts or per diem. So that is one of the big advantages of being a digital marketer. However, there are some cons with that. That will be that there's a high competition for this career, so you have to stay on top of your game above all. There's also a very rapid pace of change, and there's also a lot of stress because there's so many changes in the career. So because of algorithm, basically you depend of the algorithm. You can be working today, for example, in a project that depends mostly, for example, a topic for animals, let's say. And today, this week, the animals are in trend, top trend in Instagram. But then by next week, after once you submitted the project, it's not going to be approved because now the top trending, what is top trending in Instagram will be houses or babies, let's say. So that is basically like one of the big disadvantages of digital marketing, that it fluctuates so much that you cannot if you don't like many changes in your workload, then probably this job is not going to be for you. But if you like to stay on top of your toes and always be on the run trying to fetch that money, then probably this job is for you then. Also, another thing is that you're gonna be very dependent on technology. So you're gonna be staring at the computer all day, basically. So if you're like me, I already have eye strains because of I look at the computer all day. So if you don't like to look at the computer all day because you get eye strain or migraines, or you just don't like technology as a career, then probably it's not going to be for you either. So for my PowerPoint, I use an employment position in Disney that is called Digital Marketing Specialist in Walt Disney Studios, located in California. So that was what I use as a reference for the PowerPoint. And what I want to bring as a conclusion is that digital marketing has its pros and cons, just like any job that is out there. I would say that it's a job that is beginning to be very popular these days, even more after COVID. And I would say that for to be as an entry level job, that it brings a lot of advantages, and it's very well paid as well. That it can give you flexibility to work anywhere, anytime, basically. So, however, basically, if you want to have a more stable job that doesn't have many changes, probably then this job is not going to be for you. So I'm bringing forward my references. What I used as references was the job position at Disney. I use also Digital Defined just to contemplate the pros and cons for this position, since most of them I only saw as pros for this for this job, for at least for me, personal opinion. I don't know about you. And I also use salary.com to see how much is the position paying as of now in the current job market. And also, of course, I had to use Pinterest for my images, so that's why my PowerPoint looks like that, like very aesthetic, very bougie. So that's it. I just hopefully that will be covering all topics. And if you really like to listen a little bit more about this, then you're welcome to ask any questions. So good night. My name is Elanis again, and have a nice night.